Hello, Potato, and welcome to another Weekend Magic. The weekend is here, and we've got some magic in the mail to look at. We've got a few things to look at today. I think we'll start going from the smallest items up to the largest items. So let's start first with this, the Disney Pixar Up Key. Yep, this came out last Saturday, a week ago from now, and yeah, like I said in that video last week, I did go to the store and pick one up. The nice thing about picking them up in the store is that, of course, you get to make sure the box is not all dinged up. The bad thing is you do have the anti-theft tag, which is kind of weird because I don't know that they actually have those alarms working properly in the store, because they always radio up to the front to let them know that somebody's coming out with an item they purchased, I guess to make sure that, they don't think we're stealing it. But yeah, so downside, upside, and yeah, that's 2 weeks in a row now we have an Up item in the video, and I'm not a huge Up fan. I don't think it's a bad movie by any means. I'm just not somebody that collects a lot of Up stuff, although yeah, we do have the Pop House. But yeah, the key is nice. It's got the standard Pixar teeth of Luxo Jr. and the ball, and then on here you hold it this way actually, and you can see there's Carl and Ellie's house leading up to all the strings to the balloons, which of course make the entirety up of the D. So yeah, that's the, well, no, I'm going to say it's the latest of the keys to imagination, but it's not, because of course this week the Winnie the Pooh key came out, and that one, since it came out on a Thursday, which is a work day, we ordered that one, so that's coming in our magic in the mail, hopefully, maybe for next week's video. Weird thing on this one though is there's no pin to go with it. It's the first key without a pin they've done in a while, which is weird. But yeah, I just realized it actually when I was getting ready to record this, like, where'd I put the pin? And I realized there wasn't a pin. There was no pin to buy. Winnie the Pooh has a pin, but there's no pin for this. But it doesn't mean we don't have any pins. We do have a pin. Let's go to that. And the pin that we have is this one, the Disney Store Key and Lock pin, which oddly enough, at least at my local Disney store, wasn't being sold in store. This is the exclusive pin for the Flair releases this year. If you buy a Flair bag, you get one of these, or at least you did at the time. I don't know if that deal is still going or not, if they've run out of these pins. So what you have here is you have your basic Disney Key to Imagination pin, but they've kind of melded it into a version of the lock that they use to open the store with in the morning, or at least they did pre-end of the world. They don't anymore, at least my local store doesn't. We were there for opening last week for the Up key, and yeah, they didn't do any sort of opening ceremony. I don't know if that's because there's no children there, or if it's just been called off entirely, but yeah, they just kind of very unceremoniously opened the store, and I'm fine with that. They have enough stuff to worry about. But it's a nice pin. It's got kind of a bronzy color to it. And it is a double-backed one, which is interesting because it's not particularly heavy. But yeah, I just thought it was really weird that a Disney Store pin, just because it says Disney Store on it, isn't actually sold in the Disney Store. I kind of feel like they're kind of sabotaging some of the stores. Not having these in the store, not having the Stitch Crashes Disney pins in store. I guess they had the plush, I don't know. I'm not collecting any of that series, and certainly not the plush. But it just seemed weird that they didn't have the keys, or rather the pins, for that in store. And I kind of wonder if they're trying to push people more towards Shop Disney and away from brick and mortar. But that's not what this is about. This is about the pin. It's a nice little pin. You can see all the little fireworks on the lock, which I do believe, I haven't seen the lock in a while, but I do believe those fireworks are on the actual lock that they use in the opening ceremony. And I guess it's double-backed, probably just to keep it from spinning, so whatever you mount it on, it doesn't just spin around and look weird. It'll keep it straight upright. So that's it for our small things. Now let's move on to the bigger things. So I said, that pin, the Disney Store Key and Lock pin, came with the purchase of a Flair bag, which means, of course, we had to buy a Flair bag. So this is the one I picked out. Yeah, my turn this year. My wife picked out the one last year. This year I picked out this one. This is exactly how it came, in this plastic bag, torn at the side, because I guess they come with 2 of these in each bag, and they just, somebody else didn't get to keep the plastic. But I picked this one because I kind of like the style of it, and also it's frankly the least overtly feminine of the lot. The rest of them kind of look like purses and stuff, and this one looks like actually a fairly decent little knapsack. So I haven't actually taken it apart yet to really look at it, hence the fact that it was still in the bag and it still has a bit of foam in it. So let's take a look at it. It's kind of a nice kind of canvasy feel to it. The straps here do actually appear to, do they buckle? They really do actually appear to buckle. That's kind of cool. And I was worried actually when I had ordered this that it was gonna, this would just flap, would be the only way things would stay closed, but I see now there is actually a zipper here. Yeah, it's not super Disney at the look of it, but if you do look on here, there are some kind of poorly hidden Mickeys. There's one there, I'm assuming one over here. No, there's not. There's just one little kind of brassy looking Mickey here. There we go. I'm thinking this is going to be fairly basic as backpacks go. I'm guessing there's not going to be any little pockets or anything inside. I would be wrong though, because there are. I really didn't look at the description of this online very well, did I? There's actually, I believe that'd be a laptop pocket, or a tablet pocket anyways, a little small for many laptops. Nope, a netbook. A netbook would go nice in there, or a Chromebook. Then we have some more little pockets over here. Put, I guess, your phone or your pens or whatever in. This is actually better than I thought it was. It's a little small overall for me, but I carry... Remember ThinkGeek, before GameStop bought them and destroyed them? I carry one of their bag of holding bags. And I really wish I could find a replacement for that, because it's kind of wearing out. Oh well, I will eventually have to abandon it and go on to something else. Not this. This is not going to be an everyday use bag. Of course, we do have a nice big flap here with the holes already put in it, so you can pin your pins to it, as well as, looks like a number of little... Oh, it's the zipper pull. Okay. The zipper pull's got little stuff to hang the little dangly Flair bits off of, and there's more of those little rings on the side here. And do we have one over here? We don't. Oh, no symmetry. No symmetry. Oh, that's another zipper pull. That's why. That's actually the other zipper pull. So you can have them join up in the middle, up top. Yes, I just smacked the camera. Deal with it. And then we have, I guess, to give you a little bit of expansion in the bag. No, I don't... I guess these are mostly just decorative, maybe because you can dangle more stuff from them. They do actually move. I mean, you can loosen this up. Well, I guess you can tighten it. Okay, maybe that's why. So it doesn't seem like there's a lot of give to the bag. It still really doesn't. It doesn't seem like these actually serve a legitimate purpose. They just look cool, I guess. Yeah, it's, I mean, olive green is not the color I would normally go for in a bag. But, it is. It's like the least pursy looking Flair bag that they had. And it was $49.99. I think we had discount code for this. I think it may have been a D23 discount. I don't remember. But we bought this at the same time I bought those other mystery key pins from last week. So yeah, this has actually been sitting around the house for the last week. I didn't want to jam too much stuff in last week's video. And speaking of jamming too much stuff into the video, we do have one more thing, and it's kind of a big one. Calling back to last week's video again, remember that I showed you the D23 premium box, gift box, whatever you want to call it, for the year 2020 in last week's video, and I commented how that we're so late in the year with our renewal that we're generally a year behind everybody else getting the gifts. Well, apparently, I'm not the only person who's ever made a comment about that, because D23 realized that as well, which is why they've also sent us the 2021 renewal gift. Yep, we got two of them at around the same time. So, yeah, look at this one. This one celebrates 50 years of Walt Disney World. I've never been to Walt Disney World, so there's not a lot in here that directly appeals to me, but there's still some nice stuff. Let's check it out. So, of course we have... I guess that's like the Disney World logo. I mean, it looks like it to me. It's a big Mickey globe thing, right? It's a Disney World. And you get this little D23 edition of the Walt Disney World News with a most magical celebration. Volume 50, number 1. And it talks about, looks like a Disney World. Yeah, 1971. 50 Reasons We Love Disney World. Very short. I guess it's like half the thing. Yeah, not really looked at this too much. Won't look at it too much now. So remember last week there were those two little Mickey heads in the box and I didn't know what they were for. I thought maybe they were just like hidden Mickeys. They're for your gold member card. So since they were sending this out at the same time, they didn't send my wife's gold member card in the 2020 box. They sent it in the 2021 box. And we won't look at too much of that because I believe it has my wife's actual name on the back side of it. But I will look at what's under it, which is this lovely little pennant. And yeah, it comes all rolled up, but you know, these things always invariably do. Does this kind of actually have the... See, when I was a kid and they still had these things like the circus and stuff, they actually usually came with a stick that you slid up into this part so you could wave them around. And I don't know if this... it looks like it might. Looks like you might be able to like actually jam a really thin dowel up in there. Yep, official Disney fan club. Nothing on the back, as they frequently don't, because you're meant to just pin them up to the wall. I actually do have a couple on the wall here from Loot Crate. I have a Sunnydale High one, a Camp Crystal Lake one, and then a Hogwarts one, which I probably bought from Hot Topic. But you can't see those, so I'm not going to talk about them anymore. Next, we have a little record. This is actually a vinyl record. 50 Years Walt Disney World, the Vacation Kingdom of the World Then and Now. Shows that you are a D23 Gold member to have this. And on side A, we have the Bear Band Serenade from the Country Bear Jamboree, which of course we don't have in California anymore. And side B is Nothing Can Stop Us Now from Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which is like the newest ride. And yep, still has a plastic wrap on it. We haven't opened it. We have not listened to it. I don't know necessarily that we will. But it's cool to get a record. I remember a couple years ago when we got the first D23 box that we got, and it had the sleeve to a record and no record in it. And I thought how much cooler it would have been to actually have a record in there. Well, apparently I must not be the only one that thought that, because they went ahead and put an actual record in to 2021's. Then we have this guy. I don't know what his name is, but I know he's related to Walt Disney World. But under that guy, we have the rest of our goodies, which is a Walt Disney World lunch pail. I wonder if this is actually like a reproduction, at least on the front. If that's a reproduction of a real one that was available at some point, like for kids to actually take for lunches. I am old enough that I took a metal lunch pail for lunch. I had an Indiana Jones one. I think I had a number of them. You know, you got a new one every year. But I know I had Indiana Jones. I think I had a Star Wars one at one point. Probably had Smurfs. I was really into Smurfs as a kid. So what do we have on here? We have Ratatouille. I don't know what that's from. We have, I think, that dinosaur ride based on the movie that Disney tried to prove that they didn't need Pixar to do CGI, and instead proved that they could make a very forgettable movie. But they made a ride out of it. I know there's a ride there. It's like Countdown to Extinction or something like that. Or maybe I'm confusing it with the Megadeth song. But I know there's like Extinction Earth Dinosaur, whatever. There's an Extinction ride about the movie Dinosaur. We have, I guess that's Typhoon Lagoon, I believe. Expedition Everest. Country Bears. They're just like rubbing it in our face here that they still have Country Bears and we don't. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I guess it's like the Walt Disney World Hotel. I don't know. And what's up top here? What is that? Oh, it's upside down. Oh, I think it's Journey into Imagination with Figment. Yeah, because there's Figment right there. And I don't remember what he's called. We'll call him Mr. Imagination. I've only seen videos about that ride. Now, inside the lunchbox, almost a mailbox, sadly there's no thermos, which of course keeps it from being useful as a lunchbox. But there are pins. And who doesn't like pins? And again, we have our little orange-headed bird fellow here. I don't know who that is. We have one of the Country Bears. Otherwise, it's with one exception, all stuff that's just Florida. We have the Country Bears. We've got Figment's head. I guess that's what happened to him. He just got his head cut off. I believe that is the version of the Yeti from Expedition Everest. And then we have, weirdly, Captain Rex from Star Tours, which we do still have in California, but of course he doesn't pilot it anymore. But my understanding is he doesn't pilot it there either. He's been relegated to the cantina just like he has in California. So I don't know why he's there. I mean, I'm never going to object to a Captain Rex pin. I still want that DJ Rex speaker for $150, but I don't want to spend $150 on it. But they're very nice pins, and can I take them out easily? And not super easily. You know what, maybe... Oh, there we go. There we go. This inside the box, just kind of plain metal, and of course they are Mickey-backed pins, just single backs on each of them. So they will spin if you, for some reason, used to take them out of your lunch pail and put them on something. But they're very nice. I mean, again, is it worth alone the price of D23 membership? Well, maybe, maybe not. But of course, there's also the magazine. And you get like 4 issues of that. And yeah, I'm not going to show those in videos because they're just magazines. But that will wrap us up for this week. That is this week's Magic in the Mail, our weekend magic. Our little dose of Disney and happiness to see you into your weekend. So I do hope you have a good weekend and I hope you enjoyed this video and found it at least somewhat interesting or entertaining. If you did, please give the video a like and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And hey, why not also follow me on Instagram at Void of Intelligence. And I will thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.